The red pill stuff I think is going to die because none of it is going to work. Like the people that are following red pill are not like picking up women or doing anything good with their lives, like
right. I think about the type of men. There's somebody close to me in my like family who's a younger guy, like think 14, 15, and he's getting into that.
Oh,
and I'm trying to think of like what drives a person to do that rather than to like focus on their personal health or their finances and just like actually elevate themselves. Like, is it easier?
That's always my argument for like women or whatever who are like, should I do OnlyFans? Should I not do OnlyFans? Blah, blah, blah. I feel like if I was in that position, I'd be like, listen, everybody's going to call you a slut and say you did it anyway. So yeah, actually stuff recently has been like pretty chill. Now I'm on like the fighting all the red pillars arc and that's been going pretty well. So
that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that arc. That's you're fighting from what angle?
Not being emotionally.
So, like, are you hitting back at like the practices that they have? That we're talking about, like these people that like look at like high value males or something. That those people like the.
Yeah, I mean, I think all their takes on like relationship stuff is like really stupid. I don't think they understand women. I don't think their advice is good for dating. Like just everything. Yeah, the data is bad. Like the arguments are bad. Like yeah.
It's weird how I think about the type of men. There's somebody close to me in my like family who's a younger guy, like think 14, 15, and he's getting into that.
Oh,
and I'm trying to think of like what drives a person to do that rather than to like focus on their personal health or their finances and just like actually elevate themselves. Like, is it easier to learn these like pickup lines and tactics or something? Like I don't understand what the
yeah, that's why like
the lead generation is.
For the old like pickup artist stuff, I saw some longevity in that. Well, I mean, I guess that's stupid to say because it's dead. But the red pill stuff I think is going to die because none of it is going to work. Like the people that are following red pill are not like picking up women or doing anything good with their lives, like
right.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be the biggest reason why it'll fall off eventually, because like nobody goes from like watching a red pill podcast and being an incel to like now I'm juggling 3 high value women at once or something. It's just not happening.
Even I would argue, even if they are, they're miserable because they don't have like consistent relationships with people that actually care about them. Everything is like really surface level and is either being driven by like some kind of income they have or something like that. And it's like the one thing that's really powerful about red pill is that the failure seems to reinforce incel belief, right? Like if you go out and you get rejected, you pull some stupid creepy line because you're like a weird bastard that you think is off YouTube, and then you reject it, then like that reinforces all these, well, it's got to be the women, it's the society that's changed, you know what I mean? Like that might be why it has like some kind of survivability.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, actually, I think that's actually true of all cults and all like manipulation and mind. That somehow it does a really good job. Like this is really true of people in abused relationships or abusive relationships, is the abuser always does a really good job to make sure that anytime the abuse victim feels bad, they're finding a way to blame themselves. And that's like a really important part, because basically no matter what happens, if they're successful, it's because of the manipulator that they've guided them. And if they're unsuccessful, well, it's their own fault and they need to follow the manipulator even harder. It becomes really hard for the person in their mind to audit, like, well, hold on, are they telling me something wrong? Because usually the people that are in the manipulator position have enough of the markers of what you think is success to always be like a role model for you, right? Well, he's got all the cars, he's got all the money, he's got all the women, like I have to follow him. Like he's definitely better than me in every way. Like how could I think he's wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, and it's weird that they don't go back. There's such a lack of introspectiveness where people just like don't go back and are like, oh, like maybe if I went to the gym a little bit more, or like worked on my personal confidence and like didn't try to outwardly manifest this through relationships or something, I would be a little bit better off. Like that thought never occurs to these people.
Yeah.
It doesn't even occur to the leaders, like the people that are like running this thing.
Well, the leaders will never. The leaders are making bank, right? That's like, have you heard of like Amway?
Who's that? No.
Multi-level marketing company, or New Vision, or Mary Kay. I think it's.
Oh yeah, or like DoTerra, those ones. Yeah.
Those are really good companies for the people that are selling the self-help stuff.
Yeah.
So they're not going to change. They're not going to learn anything different, right? Yeah. There's a lot of money to be made in like selling like courses and shit online. I didn't realize like there's like a disgusting amount of money that people are making just like selling any kind of self-help course.
Bro, I have avoided doing that for so long because I'm in that niche, you know?
Yeah.
And I could really easily make a course about like marketing, like how to make money online. I thought about that so much, and I have so many friends that are like pulling in like $300,000, $400,000 a launch, no problem, just off of pay-per-click, like AdWords. But ultimately, I just like can't rationalize it. I just think there's something. I remember Tony Robbins had who's like one of the most biggest like self-improvement guys of all time. He had a stat where he said that less than 10% of the people that bought his courses, which are like thousands of dollars, like they're pretty high, actually even open them.
Sure.
They literally just go, they buy it, they spend 2K, 3K, whatever, and they just leave it on the table. And I think the other problem is that as you go through content creation, you get steadily more jaded, or at least I do, because like nobody cares anyway. Like everyone's still going to call me a snake oil salesman or whatever. Like the criticism doesn't matter. So eventually you're just like, I'm just going to bleed all these people. And like then you just that's how everybody turns into the Sith.
That's always my argument for like women or whatever who are like, should I do OnlyFans? Should I not do OnlyFans? Blah, blah, blah. I feel like if I was in that position, I'd be like, listen, everybody's going to call you a slut and say you did it anyway. So who cares, you know? Like I would do it. That was my argument in you remember Rust, right?
Yeah.
When people would get mad at like, oh, like you're rolling with like 40 people deep and blah blah. And it's like, yeah, well, I'm a streamer. Like people are gonna stream snipe me. They're gonna ghost me. They're gonna be with gangs of like 20 people anyway. If I'm gonna get all the downsides of being a streamer, I might as well capitalize on the upside. So yeah, I will.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like, did you see that Piers Morgan clip where he's talking to this girl about OnlyFans and like basically criticizing? It's like, you're gonna have a kid one day. Like, what are you gonna think about it? And she's like, oh, she can cry in the back of my Lamborghini.
Sure. Yeah.
It's that kind of shit. But to some extent, like I do think, and I've been thinking about this a lot in the context of streaming platforms, that like if no one takes up the arms to have some kind of value system, then we're probably completely because if it's not like the people that are running these larger communities that decide to like convey some importance on morals, what do we do?
No, I agree. Yeah. The answer that I just gave you, that was like my nihilist answer from like 2 years ago. But the reality is you should conduct yourself in the best way possible. There are always going to be some people that shit on you, but they're going to be the minority. Don't let them overrule the positive example that you're setting for everybody else, right? Yeah.
Right. You have that importance on your morals, and that's like some of the things that you do. Like you actually like canvas for things you believe in, or like set up those events and that kind of thing. Yeah. And the biggest way to tell that someone isn't doing that is just to like look at their actions versus what they're saying.
Yeah. You want to name something? No, I'm just kidding. No. Okay. What did you originally? Or go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So let me like kind of contextualize this by I'm having a problem where I think I'm getting Twitter pilled.
Oh no.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right. Bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.